Good afternoon. Yes, it's good afternoon here in Malawi. I think the time now is about 22 minutes after 4 in the afternoon. I hope you're all doing well and you're doing very nice. I'm also doing very great. For the first time, I've decided to do a video inside the house. Yes, I'm inside the house for a reason. Too much noise outside. You hear that? You hear that? You hear that? The dogs are causing a menace outside. So I decided to come inside, but I still get the feedback. Let's not talk about them because we have something that we would like to do today. Today's video is so sensitive that I do not know where to start from. At one point in time, I find myself, debating and discussing to say, is it worth sharing? But at the same time, I would also come to say, maybe it's worth sharing because there's a very, very important element attached to it. It's a very, very, I can say it's a very delicate subject in terms of the content itself, but also it's something that we need to treat very carefully. I've been thinking and reading so much about YouTube, not to say, will I not be trampling upon YouTube set rules? I didn't find any, but I've seen so many videos regarding the same thing. But as an individual, I've been thinking, and I've been trying hard to see what is it that I can do in order to get this video done and through. Yes, as the title suggests, it's about police brutality. This story has happened in Malawi. Not here in Malawi, I should say, but in Mozambique. Yes, in Mozambique. Yes, but before I go any further, I would like to offer a word of apology to Mwaka Troda. Actually, she corrected me somewhere when I said she's Zambian living in Namibia, but she's a full Namibia. That's the correction which we are about to make in this one. Yes, and also before I go any further, I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel, and the channel is mpakati_mw. And I would like to thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel, but also would like to thank all those people who are my returning viewers, and I say thank you so much for being there all the time. But also I'd like to thank all those people who are making up the decision to say, okay, let's join this family and let's grow and move together. Yes, I'd like to recognize a few people right here who have been so much active. Yes, I'd like to thank you so much for the comments that you've been writing. There's Afro. Yes, I don't know the real name, but I think you'll be kind enough to tell me your name and where you are commenting from. You comment to me so. Your comments normally they bring joy to me, and also I think they bring joy to others people. Mwaka Troda, yes, Mwaka Troda, yes. She was also another that she also comments regularly here. But also we had a few quite a few other people. Yes, I'll be mentioning them as we'll be going along with the story. So I show my appreciation to being a audition. There are so many people, yes. We were close to 300 now. We are moving towards 300, and I'd like to thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with me all the way from down there up here. Once again, I'd like to encourage you to please hit the subscription button, and please take us all the way beyond 1,000, 10,000, 50,000, 100,000. That's possible. We can fly all the way there. Yes, okay, fine. Where do we start from? Let us start from here. Take a good look at it. Yeah, what comes to your mind when you see something like that? In actual fact, the very, very core objective of the police is to provide national security. Yes, I know the military is supposed to provide overall security in a country whatsoever. But as far as internal security is concerned, then we are talking about the police. But it has come to light that the police, despite being a very, very important and very, very vital organ of any functioning democracy, has come to be used as a thorn in the life of people. Yes, we have seen across Africa, across the world, how the police have acted. Yes, some say within their jurisdiction, others will say no, they acted in their own jurisdiction. I'm sorry, I'm not a lawyer, but I think you understand what I'm talking about here. Yes, sometimes we may say that, in their own, they have acted in their own jurisdiction if they take the law into their own hands and try to do things that do not in any way make up the ethical framework of their day-to-day jobs. We have seen in Malawi here, yes, I've seen how police have acted. Yes, they normally say police will normally work with the government of the day. Yes, that's what happens. But I have seen, yes, here in Malawi, I have seen the police doing a good job, yes, of bringing peace in the country. For example, we've been having, a spate of robberies, most of which the police have done a very, very nice job. I would have given you examples here, but that is not the reason why I'm doing this video today. No, but I must say the police here in Malawi, they have done a fair, good part of their job. I, for once, I think 6-7 years ago, yes, right here in Lilongwe, I was attacked by armed robbers. At night, they broke into my house. They came direct into my bedroom. What I counted was 4 guns. 4 guns. One of the guns was so dangerous. I think a pump gun, whereby when they shoot at you, when it goes here, there is a small a hole here, but behind it blasts your body. So one of the guns was a pump gun. I counted 2, I think AK-47s, 1 pistol and 1 pump gun. They had sharp knives, panga knives. Yes, it happened to me. It happened to me. You see, I think 6-7 years ago, it happened to me. Luckily, I was not hurt in any way. They made away with several laptops. They made away with cash, a little cash. They took several valuables from the house and then off they went. That's how lucky we were. No one was hurt. But it hasn't been so lucky for some of the people who have been attacked by armed robbers here in Malawi, even outside. Some have lost their lives. That's happened that way. Yes. So as I'm talking about the police, yes, they do come in. For example, my case, they came in. They, I came to a point whereby I said, when time was running out, I said, no, you see, the police cannot do anything. This is just part of their story. But something amazing happened towards the end. These people were finally cornered. We went to the police station. Some of them, we identified them. Some had a shootout, encounter with the police. They were, I think that's what the rest is. I don't know what happened to the rest of the guys. Some were caught, yes. Some were caught. Things like that. But things and situations have been happening in this country, and the rest of Africa is not an exception. So this is the good side of the police, which I have personally, encountered. But also there are bad eggs within the system. bad eggs, very bad eggs with them. That's why we are making this video today to say sometimes the police can be used by the politicians, to scare away people. Here we call them the tear gas guys. Yes, tear gas happy police. Some people would say so. Yes, just to keep the people under control. It happens that way. We see it. We know what is happening. But also sometimes, the police, take things into their. We have seen police officers indulging in undesirable acts of stealing. Just a few days ago, a police officer stole a motorbike belonging to another police officer who was on duty. You see? It happened here. It has happened here just about 2 weeks ago. And this police officer is under arrest. So you see, these are the things which are happening. Sometimes, the police will go off from their normal discharging of duties, and then they'll go into their own lane of doing their own stuff. I've seen clips from Kenya whereby the Anti-Corruption Bureau cornered a few traffic police officers way back. I think it happened some time back. And it was so hilarious to see the police running away. The hunter now becoming the hunted. I've seen this kind of scenes, somewhere else. Sometimes, the police aren't so lucky. They will face the wrath of the people. They'll be overpowered, and then they'll be, these things do happen. But what I'm trying to say here is that what happened here in Malawi is something that we have to share. We have to share. In actual fact, it happened to a truck driver, and this truck driver was coming from South Africa. And when he reached a place called Zogo in Mozambique, he was brutally manhandled by the Mozambican police. That's why we are here today. Just talk about this thing, talk about the love that is supposed to evolve amongst us, how the police is supposed to handle issues, and how we are supposed to move forward. I have to warn you that the video which you are about to see has graphic content that needs to be monitored. If you think you cannot handle it, please don't watch it. Just zoom past it and proceed. But this is what happened to one Elasto Konyeni, a Malawian truck driver in Mozambique. Watch this. From what you've seen, what are your thoughts? What is going on in your mind? Is that a person who is being handled there? Yes, it's a person. That's Elasto Konyani, a Malawian truck driver. What happened is that the police asked Elasto for his immigration papers. And Elasto advised the police in Zobwe, Mozambique, that they are overstepping their jurisdiction. That is supposed to be handled by the immigration officers. And by this time, he had already gone through immigration. They had already stamped his papers, and he was about to leave. But our friends in Mozambique thought about it otherwise. The police in Mozambique thought about it otherwise. I would say the police because they are police officers, but it's not the whole police, Mozambican police. There were just two officers. So they decided to teach him a lesson. And that's what you're seeing in the video. Look at how, you can go back and look at how they handled him. Look at how they trampled upon him. Is this what is supposed to be done? Me too, as a traveler, having met a few undesirable experiences at the hands of maybe immigration officials in other countries, But the issue with Mozambican police is something that most Malawians, swallow it with a bitter pill. Most of the Malawians going to South Africa, we have to go through Mozambique. And it seems we do not understand why most of the times, we have to pass through Mozambique whilst looking over our shoulders. If I was to ask you to move around and ask people, they'll give you not a very good picture regarding their experiences when they are going to Mozambique, to South Africa, and on their way back. But is this the way how things are supposed to be? No. We as Africans, we need to learn a very big lesson from what has happened to Elasto. Elasto has faced this, and according to his medical report, it shows that he will have difficulties in the future, working in the future. Yes, here in Malawi, media people talk to him on TV. I don't want to show his face, or I don't want to do that, but I just want to share his story. I have his face, I have his TV interview, but I don't want to show that. I just want to clear out one thing, to say we Africans, we are one. And there is no point in us Africans trying to trample upon each other for no reason. Look at what happened to Elasto. He's just lucky, but then he could have died right there. Seriously. He could have died right there just for saying the truth. Sometime back, I had a friend of mine. Yeah, he's around. He's still around. He went to Villalongwe. Yes, a town not very far away from Dedza here in Malawi, to buy, I think that was cooking oil and something like that. In Mozambique, we have this good stuff, which we can buy at a very good price. I'm not talking about the people of Mozambique here. I'm talking about police brutality in Mozambique in relation to the video which you've seen, which is not very good. So when he went there, when they were coming back, one of the people in the car did not fasten his seatbelt. So the police stopped them, and then they went by car. So they asked them, why is that person not putting on seatbelt? He apologized, and he was expecting maybe a fine or something like that, but that did not happen. They impounded the car. They threw him into a police cell. The one who committed the offense and the other people in the car were released, only him, and they impounded the car. He was, I think, detained for 3 days. It happened sometime back, about 6 years ago. 3 days. So it has to take the intervention of other people to go to Mozambique. He was told to pay a very big, hefty fine just because of a seatbelt. Yes, seatbelts are very, very important. But I think what was supposed to be done by them was just a fine. And an advice that tell the other person to fasten the seatbelt. But that's what happens. Now, let me tell you, we Africans are one. We need to show love to one another. The boundaries that exist amongst our countries, those are just imaginary lines. But now the imaginary lines have found their way into our brains. Remember, these imaginary lines were drawn by our European friends during the scramble for Africa. They scrambled for Africa. And then they divided us. It's a divide and rule thing. And we are accepting that. Now, when I see somebody from Zambia, he comes to Malawi, then my first thing is to say, he doesn't belong here. Yet that person is an African. We share the same body color. Sometimes we speak the same language. That's very interesting, you see. When I see somebody from Burundi, and I say, no, why is this person here? He needs to go back home. You see, here in Malawi, we have a very big refugee camp at Dzaleka, not far away from here. Maybe one of these days I'll go there to talk to a few people so that people should appreciate that these people are our friends, our brothers and sisters. I know there are a few bad apples inside there. There are a few bad apples, but can't condemn everybody. But the way how we treat each other, yet we Africans, is what is creating these instances to say, when I go to Zambia, Zambians look at me, look at that person from Malawi, they look at me from far. You see, we go to Tanzania, and most of the times when we are found on the wrong side in Tanzania, what we face, guys, is we face, I don't know, I cannot explain here. I remember I went to Tanzania, Dar es Salaam. I'm talking about what happened to me. I went to Dar es Salaam and I was coming back with 2-3 friends and I was not feeling well. Yes, I remember this thing very, very vividly. When we came to Mikumi, we went up the hills because I was not feeling well. We were driving slowly in a line behind the trucks. We came to a place not far away from Mikumi. We found their police, traffic police. They stopped us. To my surprise, one of them just came after us, pushed us, and then he said, "You have been overtaking trucks. Go back and pay fine." Remember, I was not feeling very well. I turned around. I shook my head. I turned around, trying to go. I was going to my car to get my license, and then he came behind me and hit me at the back. I turned around. I looked at him. Guys, I was in pain already, but I looked at him. I handed him my driving license. We turned around our cars and we headed back to Mikumi. When we got there, we did not say anything. We just said, that is our offense. They say we've been overtaking trucks, yet we were not. So these are the things which we encounter on a day-to-day basis. I'm not saying that we do not find ourselves on the wrong side of the law. We do. But when these things happen, at least there has to be some kind of consideration whereby the right laws should be applied to the right situations. This is what will make us one people. People from Mozambique are very wonderful. We interact with them daily. Some even come to Lilongwe on a daily basis. They are business people. For them to go to Tete is so far away, but they prefer to come to Lilongwe. They will come to Lilongwe, they will buy merchandise from here, and they'll pack it in their lorries, and then they'll head back. I've never heard of a single incident here whereby a Mozambican, maybe, but not to my knowledge. If there is one, please let me know. But I've never heard anyone who had been manhandled the way how Elast was manhandled. I've never. This is a separate incident on its own. Now, this is what happened. When this thing now got onto social media, the Malawian officials and the Mozambican officials came together, they brainstormed, and then just last week, they met again in Mangochi, and the Mozambican delegation, informed the Malawian delegation to say the 2 officers have been suspended, pending further investigations. And this is what we need. We are one, and we need to work together. I remember very well during the Mozambican Civil War, we had Mozambicans who ran away from Mozambique to find shelter here in Malawi. They settled alongside parts of Dedza, Chiu, something like that. And they were there for a couple of years. You see, we welcomed them. We lived with them. Some even married in Malawi. Some Malawians married Mozambicans. That's what happened. Even up to this day, we have Malawians in Mozambique. And some Mozambicans are still living in Malawi. You see, this is the kind of coexistence that is supposed to be promoted and enhanced. And not the fact that you find yourself wearing a uniform and then you think you can do anything that you feel like doing to a person just because that person is coming from across what you saw, a border that was drawn by a pencil. No. Konyani's experience should teach us that we are one and we are Africans. If I go to Mozambique, I'll find my brothers there. We'll talk, we'll eat, and I will try as much as possible to respect their laws there. I'll come back here. My Mozambican brothers and sisters would like to come to Malawi. They are welcome. They come here. We talk, and not only that, we talk about Zambians, talk about Namibians, those people, the Botswanas. You know, those people from Botswana. And then you coming from Swaziland, Lesotho, South Africa. You know, our uncles, fathers, grandfathers, they worked in South Africa in the 80s. Some even settled there. They got married there, settled, they have children there. You know, some even married, wives from South Africa, and they brought them here. You see? And then when we look at each other, we don't have to look at each other as if we are people from different planets. No. Look at the Europeans, what they have done to Europe. They have removed all the borders. Once you get an international European passport, visa, you smoothly go through the borders, wherever you want to go, without any problem. They drew lines in our head. They opened up their borders. I have to commend the Kenyans now. They have opened up their borders. You can go to Kenya without a visa now. Kudos to them. We are coming there. Yes, we are coming there. Kenya is open for business now. And this is what we need to see. Thumbs up to President Ruto. That's the way to go. If you're from Zambia, Mozambique, South Africa, Swaziland, Botswana, I don't think you need a visa to come to Malawi. We Malawians, we go to Zambia, we go to Mozambique, we go to South Africa without a visa. You just need a stamp in our passport, that's all. We go to Tanzania. Yes, just present your passport, they'll ask you a few questions, and then they will stamp it, and then you're good to go. Provided you follow what is enshrined in their laws. That's the most important thing to be. Be the good citizen you are all the time. So Elasto's lesson is a very, very important lesson for us to learn from. It's a very, very important lesson for us to draw big interrelation, aspects from. We cannot run away from that fact that we Africans sometimes we tend to be in a silent war. Yes, in a silent war regarding our borders. Not that the borders itself, but the people. Once you cross from this end to the other, you tend to be a total stranger to your own fellow countrymen. Once the other person comes to your side, you tend to give this kind of attitude whereby as if you don't need them on this planet. Seriously, yes. This is what is happening. So if the police had understood Elasto that he had already processed his papers, the best thing to do with him was maybe to take him back to and then verify that. But I think Elasto was right to say, you're not supposed to do that. I've seen this kind of a thing, happen, whereby the security agencies, overlap their responsibilities. Sometimes, it's okay, it's no more. But also maybe on the other side, I would say maybe Elasto could have avoided this fact, just produced his papers and give it to them. But at the same time, maybe Elasto knew that maybe once I give them my papers. Maybe they'll hold them until something is paid. Yeah, that can happen. That's the core thing in all of this thing. So, Africans, we are one. As far as we are one, let us live in harmony. Let us live in peace. Let us live in happiness. I've been Pakat_MW, being with you today, sharing with you a few lessons regarding the topic which you had at hand. It was almost killed. We don't want another last to be killed or to be beaten. Not anywhere on this planet, in this world. Not anywhere. Bye-bye for now. Talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.